everybody. Jeff Cowan here from Jeff Cowan's Pro Talk. Thank you for watching and listening. Hey, I'm back with a new edition of my podcast entitled Right Service, Write Your Own Paycheck, The Path to Making Over $100,000 a Year when writing service in the United States of America, Canada, and or Australia, and I'm sure just about any place. And you know, at this recording, 20% of you doing that job are making over $100,000 a year, but that means 80% of you are not. So what are we going to do about that? Well, I think one of the smartest things you could do is to continue to listen to me. Listen to my past podcasts. Listen to this podcast. Listen to my future podcasts. Take the information, processes, techniques, and word tracks that I give you, put them in play on your service drive, and you too will very quickly find yourself in the $100,000 a year arena, and it is a fun arena to be in. Trust me. I'm coming to you today with what I feel is a very timely and important message. I say that because, as you know, we're in this virus pandemic, if you will, and it's my belief, based on what I'm seeing, that we're at the beginning of the end of this. I think we're weeks away and no more than a month away from everybody being back open and up to full scale. As we call around the country to our current customers and the possible prospects and just people in general to see if there's anything we can do to help out here at Pro Talk, we've discovered that most of you are somewhere between 20 to 40% of capacity. 20 to 40% of your staff is there, 20-40% of your customers are walking through the front door. When people are released out of their homes and they go back and it's okay to shop again, I think you're going to have a huge increase of business, and it's going to happen nearly overnight. You'll go from 20 to 40% to 80 to 110%, 120%, like that. Now, this is going to be a huge opportunity, and how you handle this huge opportunity is going to determine in the long haul how successful you are. So what I've got here today to help you prepare for this, because now is the time to prepare, I've got a 10-step process for you to follow that will ensure that when your customers come back, that you can reignite those old relationships and show them you have their back, and you can show these new people walking through the front door that you've never seen before that you're the absolute best place to do business when it comes to service. Now, for those of you who are wondering where all these new customers are going to come from, well, they're going to give you a shot when maybe they didn't before, because maybe they can't get into their regular place. Also, for those of you that are connected with car dealerships, with all the specials they're going to have on selling cars and getting the consumer back into the showroom, like 0% interest for 84 months, no down payment, no payments for 6 months, we'll buy your car back if you lose your job, and on and on and on. There is going to be a great deal of new customers coming in and going to be introduced to your service department, and you have to be ready. Here's the 10-step plan that will ensure that you will not only win them over this visit, but every visit after that, you'll keep them coming back. So here we go. Number one, you have to be disciplined. Okay, it's so easy to lose our discipline, and when these customers come in, just start dropping everything we know that works and just start doing what we can to help as many customers as we can. And that's okay, but if you take that approach, you're taking that you're going to make a lot of money off of volume. You just take everybody in, okay? You're going to take everybody in. But what we want you to do is we want you to be disciplined, to stick to your processes and stick to what you know works. What do I mean? Number two, do not write more people than you can handle. All right? Do not write more people than you can handle. Now, again, it's going to be very tempting for you to write 20, 25, 30 customers a day, but all you will do is run your business off. If you're wondering what the proper number is for a service advisor to write on a daily basis, the average, I believe, is 15. Because, see, when people write 15 customers up a day, that gives them plenty of time. If you're scheduling each one for 15 minutes, knowing the average write-up takes 7.5 minutes, that gives you plenty of time to sell. Now, I'm not just talking about the product itself, okay? I'm talking about three general areas. Now, one is sales, hours per repair order. Another is effective labor rate, and the other one is survey scores. Now, make no bones about it. You can sell all three of those to every customer that walks through the door and more, but to do that, it takes time, okay? If you want higher survey scores, you have to sell higher survey scores. If you want higher hours per repair order, you have to have the time to sell. If you want higher effective rate, you have to have the time to prove value. Because here's what happens. This swings out of control very quickly. 15 is what we've seen is the magic number for people to be able to get that trifecta plus the customer retention plus the other things we always talk about. But once an advisor goes from 15 and they just jump up to 18 to 20 repair orders a day, they'll lose one of the three. The hours per repair order go away, or the effective labor rate, or the survey scores and the retention. When they go from 21 to 23, they'll lose 2 of the 3 of those things will go away. And once they get to 24 repair orders or more, it all goes away. It quickly turns into how quickly can I get you written up to the next customer and survive the day. So again, be disciplined and only take in what you can take in, because you don't want to run people off like you will at 25, but at 15, you'll sell them today and you'll sell them on coming back and you'll do business with them forever. Number 3, once you write them up, do not rush. These people have been quarantined, okay, and they want to spend some time. You almost have to look at yourself as being like their barber or their bartender or something like that. They don't want to be rushed through the process. They want you to take your time and do it right. And this is where the discipline thing's going to come in again. You're going to be tempted to rush to get those next 3 or 4 cars, but you take your time. You greet them the way you're supposed to. You ask the diagnostic questions. You build rapport. You walk around the car. You point things out. You do your follow-up calls, you do your multi-point inspection, you do your presentations on the phone, you ask for the sale, don't rush, okay? Take your time and do it right. In the long haul, you'll make more money, you'll have happier customers, and you'll be way better off a year from now than you are right now. Number 4, sell everything and present. Present everything to them that they need. So, if they come in and ask for something, that's their primary concern. Of course, you're going to work on that. But when you do your walk around, when you find things above and beyond what they ask for, whether it's based on mileage or what you visually see, point it out, present it, talk about it, ask them if you can do the work. Once you get the vehicle back in the shop so that your expertly trained or factory trained technician can do the diagnosis to find out what's causing the primary concern, make sure they're doing their multi-point inspections. And if your factory trained or expertly trained technician finds something above and beyond what the customer asked for, you present it to them. You have to present everything. Get rid of these ideas and try to second guess what they may or may not buy, what you can and can't get through the shop. Present everything. You've got the most educated, well-informed customer come in. They know what these vehicles need. Present everything. Now, we've talked about this. I'm going to take it a step further, because this is where so many service advisors, it's just maddening to me, ruin businesses. And managers allow their businesses to be ruined because service advisors don't present everything. And if you don't present it, they're just going to go buy it someplace else. And like I've talked about in the last few word tracks, or the last few podcasts, when a customer comes in, regardless of what they're asking for, whether it's preventative maintenance or a repair or something else, no matter what they're asking for, the only question they're asking is how do I get my car perfect again? How do I get my car perfect again? That's what they're asking. Your only answer, as we had discussed before, is this much time and this much money. How do I make my car perfect? This much time, this much money. I don't have that much time, I don't have that much money, then how close to perfect do you want it? You let them decide. Make sure you present everything. That's how you're going to win them forever. Number five, you got to talk to them. They're living, breathing human beings. They've been quarantined. They want to talk to people. They're going to be so glad to see you, so you have to be able to build some rapport with them. It's not going to be enough to go out and just write them up. You're going to have to build rapport. Now, one of the signature things in my training that I do, I get compliments on this nonstop and have for years, is the section I have on building rapport. I mean, it's literally second to none. Now, a lot of people, when they start talking about building rapport, they think that they don't have time to do it, but we show you how to do it all throughout the write-up, taking no more time, and you have to be an expert at that. You have to go out and talk to them about something other than their car, something they're interested in. Again, and this is one area where technology is not going to save you. Okay, because everybody's trying to tech their way out of this thing, right? They're trying to. Well, we've got the tablets, we've got texting, we've got emails, we've got video, and I like all that stuff. I've told you that before. But if you can't explain to the customer what it is you're finding and what it is they need in a way they understand, you're done before you get started. And if you can't make them feel like that you really care about them, which is what rapport will get you, you're done before you get started. Now, let me share with you what I'm talking about here. All right, because this just happened yesterday. Very good friend of mine's a dealer. And he's always been ahead of the game, and he always likes to take opportunity where other people see none at all. So when this virus thing hit, he said, you know what, we've been talking about getting tablets on our service drive for some time now. Let's do this right now. He pulled the trigger on it literally back like March 15th. So the company comes out and they install these tablets. Now this program is one that I really, really like because what it does, it takes all the computers off the desk. So now the only way you can write up a customer is with this tablet, and you now have to go out to the customer. When you get out there, you scan the VIN, it populates the screen, it's got all the customer's information in there. If they've called in before, it's got what they're coming in for, all that stuff. It allows you to take pictures of the vehicle as you're walking around it, and as you're walking around the car and you see things and you enter it. For example, let's say that you see that customer needs a tire, you can enter that, and literally instantly it will tell you whether or not, because it's linked to their stock inventory, whether or not you have the tire in stock. If not, it will link you to the vendor you get it from, and will tell you how soon they can get the tire there. It will give you the pricing and everything, right? So it does all that stuff. So he does this because one of the things they've promised him by doing this company, is that he will get an instant 5 to 7 tenths, because he was sitting at 1.2 at a Toyota store, right? So he gets this, he's rolled it out now for a month, and here's what he told me. He says, you know, my people really like this. I didn't think they would, but they really liked it. They've embraced it. But here we are a month into it, and we've only got about barely 2/10 increase, and I can't figure out why. So to help him out, I said, well, take some videos of your people doing the write-up, send them to me, let me analyze them, and let me see if I can help you out here. And I knew I wasn't even going to have to watch the video, but I did. I got him on the phone, we got together on a Zoom meeting, and I played the video, and I said, here's where it's breaking down. He took all this beautiful technology out there, because it's the most tech-savvy shop I've seen, right? He takes all this beautiful technology out there. This one advisor, this is the reason I picked tires, finds that a customer needs new tires, because that's what the tablet says, tells them how soon they can get them here, what's going to be. So he looks at the customer and says, well, Mr. Customer, now that we've discovered you need tires, I got great news. According to what I'm reading right here in front of me, I have those tires in stock. They're $199 a piece, and I can get those put on today. And the customer says, nah, I really wasn't planning. I don't want to get it done. And you know what the advisor said? Well, okay, but now we know you need them. Now you know we got them, so anytime you decide to get it done, let me know. Now, so what happened here? Well, first, he got his 1 to 2/10 increase just because now somebody's talking about it, because the tablet forces that. But the reason it's not jumped 5 to 7 tenths, because the one thing the tablet can't do that only you can do as a human being is look the customer in the eye and make a six-step benefit-based presentation and ask the customer for the sale and get it in such a way that they not only say yes, but they give you a perfect survey score and come back. Only you can do that. That's what everybody's missing. You are the magic, okay? And you know, I talked to him about that yesterday. I did a little webinar with these people, and he called me because it's afternoon out here in California now. He called me and he said, you know what? It's amazing, just by a few techniques you taught my service advisors yesterday on the phone, we started seeing more sales. Why? Because they're now talking to their people. Tech will not, you can't take your way in to reestablishing your relationship with your customer and gaining new ones. You can't tech your way into it. You got to talk to them. Now, I got 5 more points for you, but before I do, I want to talk to you about something else. You know, I talk a lot about training, and we've got it. And you know, now's the time to train. I've got in-store training. I can send a trainer to you, and they can show you, they can train your managers, train your advisors how to sell. We can set up express services if you like, and we can set up a BDC for service. We can help you out with your parts counter. There's really very little we can't do when we visit a service center. When we show up, we get an instant 5/10 every time we do when we're working with your service advisors. That's one thing that we have. We also have live workshops. I can come and do a workshop for you if you're a larger group. And then we have some scheduled that are public for this fall, and we'll be okay this fall, so get yourself signed up for those. Or I have virtual training. Now let me share something with you about my virtual training. This has got my complete process, everything that you've seen on these podcasts, and way more, with way more depth, explanation, and the like. What I've done through this pandemic is I've refilmed. I'm in the process of refilming all that training, and so now what I've got up online here, going to be up there shortly, is my latest and greatest content. Now, like in the past, nobody's ever been able to beat my content. It's literally the best there is on the planet. Nobody's ever been able to beat the results we get. It's literally, we get more than anybody else. Now, the problem is, you're saying, well, Jeff, we like that because we know it's got testing that you can see and we can see, and you're going to coach us through it, and these videos are short, and they're easy to watch, and they're easy to learn from, and it really gives a big impact, but we've had our budgets cut, so what do? Well, that's where Jeff is going to help you. Here's what I'm going to do. Anybody that wants to sign up for that, you call in, you give us $99, and we will turn it on in your store within 24 hours, and then for the next 3 months, no payments. Next 3 months, no payments. $99 down, No payments for 3 months, and then in 3 months we will start billing you for 12 consecutive months, and you will love this training. Now is the time to make it happen. These people coming back will have your people ready for it and prepared so that you and they can maximize the opportunity. If you want to know anything about any of the products that we have, what we do, how we deliver it, dial that number right there or email that address right there. Anybody that responds to you can answer that question. If you want to talk to me directly, 317-506-1003, 317-506-1003. Be happy to talk to you all day long. Now, going back to this, had 10 ways to help you prepare for these customers that are coming back. We covered 5. 1 was be disciplined. Number 2 was to don't write up more people than you can handle. Number 3, don't rush your process once they get there. It takes time. Whatever time it takes is what it takes. You want to make sure you present everything to the customer that they need based on mileage, based on what you're seeing, or based on what your tech finds, and plus what they ask for. You got to present everything. 5, you have to be able to talk to them and build rapport and treat them like they're human beings. You can't tech your way in to the future. So now we're ready for number 6. You have to learn how to sell. Just like we were talking about before we went into the break there where I did a little commercial, you have to learn how to sell. And so you say, well, I think my people know how to sell. How can I tell whether or not they're good salespeople? Look at their numbers. You can't hide it. Look at their numbers. Everybody watching this video right now, I don't care where your service department's located, I don't care how big or small it is, whether you've got a service drive, don't have a service drive, I don't care what manufacturer you work for, I've yet to step on a service drive anywhere in the United States of America, Canada, and or Australia that can't produce 2.5 hours per repair order, including oil changes. So if your people are 2.5 or higher, they can probably sell. If they're not, they can't. Effective labor rate needs to be 92 to 95%. If it's not 92 to 95%, they don't know how to sell value. If you don't have perfect survey scores, they don't know how to set expectations for your customers. If you don't have customer retention between 80 and 85%, then they don't know how to convince the customer that you're the best place. They don't know how to sell. When with the national average right now, talking about hours per repair order being 1.3, you don't know how to sell. Okay, so you have to be prepared. And individual advisors, I'm going to put some of this responsibility on you. You've got the time. Let's get this done. I mean, like I've said in billions of podcasts before, and I know I'm going to say it a billion times more, if you're going to be there all day long, why not maximize the opportunity? I mean, if somebody else in your service drive is selling more than you, they've proven on that drive with that customer base it can be done. So if you're not the best service advisor, then you're leaving money on the table. And even if you're the best service advisor and you're hovering around 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, there is more to get, and how you get it is you learn how to sell. Now, we'll help you out if you're a business, but if you're working at a place and you say, hey, my business owner or manager won't invest the money, call us up. If you're an individual, I have a soft heart. I really do, for people that like to invest in themselves. You're a service advisor, you're on your own, you call me. Money won't keep us apart. I'll get you set up because I really want you to be successful, man, because you've never made 100 grand before. You're going to love it when you do. Number 7, you've got to be able to set and manage realistic expectations. We got to get out of this habit of telling customers what we think they want to hear because because it makes them happy while we're standing here. Because when you tell people what they want to hear and you don't set realistic expectations, you're just prolonging the argument, the disgruntled customer, the heat cases, and everything until later that day or later in the process. So you have to be able to set and manage realistic expectations. Number 8. You have to have a great delivery in delivering this vehicle back. I mean, it has to be all-star, 5-star, world-class. You have to deliver. And I know service advisors, if you're writing 15 customers, it's really unrealistic for me to say that you have to deliver all 15 of those cars back because you're going to be busy, people are going to show up at the same time and the like. But there's some things we can do to ensure that they're all delivered and you get to deliver them yourself, most of them. And like we've talked in past podcasts, go look it up when I talked about how to deliver a vehicle. You're going to schedule the deliveries. We've had people that we know that the number is 70% of the people that you call and offer to schedule the delivery later in the day will do it. I mean, and it's not a time issue. I've seen people call people at 11 in the morning and schedule a delivery for 1 o'clock. I've seen people call people at 1 o'clock and get their customer back in at 2:30 to deliver that car. That's the first thing you're going to do. Now, we know some of these people are going to fall through the cracks even if you do schedule a delivery. So you're going to train somebody else in your service department. Maybe it's a porter, a greeter, a future service advisor, how to do a flawless delivery. Want to know how to do a flawless delivery? Well, give us a call. We'll get you all set up. Number 9, you've got to invite them back. So now that you've done all these things, and if you impress them and you show them that you're the best, you've got their back. Now what you want to do is you want to bring them back. So what's the best way to do that? Is before they leave, after you deliver the vehicle, you're going to go ahead and offer to set up their next check-in time, whether it's 3 months from now, 5 months from now, 6, 8 months from now. You're going to go ahead and offer to get it on the calendar, date and time right now. Because over time, we've discovered that if you'll do that with with a customer, by the third time you go through your customer base, you'll get somewhere right around 80-82% of your people that will not only allow you to set up that next visit, but will show up and do everything you ask them to do. And if you know how to do that, again, give us a call. We'll show you how. And then finally, number 10, follow up. Within 72 hours, within 48 if you can make it happen, and you can if you're dedicated, but within 72 hours, follow up with email, a text, a telephone call. Telephone call is always the best, and just see that make sure that they liked what they got, they liked you, they liked the situation, and the whole thing. So when your customers come back, because they're coming back in just a few short weeks, months top, you're going to see this big surge of business. You're going to have to be ready. You're going to have to be prepared. There's a huge opportunity to reconnect with your old customers, a huge opportunity to gain new customers. And you're going to do that one more time by following this 10-step game plan. This is a long-term plan right here. This is not only going to benefit you today, but it's going to benefit you years into the future. 1, be disciplined. 2, don't write more people than you can handle. 3, don't rush your process. It takes as long as it takes to do your process. 4, make sure you present everything based on mileage, based on what they ask for, based on what you see and what your technicians see. 5, talk to them, build rapport. You can't tech your way out of this. 6, learn how to sell. Okay, and again, watch your closing ratios. You can either close deals or you can. If you're wondering what your closing ratio should be, it should be 70%. 70% of the time you should get everything that you ask for. 7, you're going to set and manage realistic expectations. 8, you're going to have a flawless delivery. You're going to deliver as many of those cars as you can. And if you can't get it done, you're going to train somebody on your staff to do it in your absence. 9, you're going to invite them back in and go ahead and offer to set up their next check-in time, date, time, everything, while they're here right now, because over time you'll get 82% of your people to do that. And then finally, number 10, you're going to follow up, and make sure they understand that you're the best. Hey, my name is Jeff Cowan. I hope you've enjoyed this podcast, man. It was packed with some good stuff in there, stuff that will work for you and help you get to and ensure that you'll get to that $100,000 a year range. If you're a business owner, I'm going to put your people in the 2.5 range, 92%, 2.5 hours per order, 92 to 95% effective labor rate. We're going to get you perfect survey scores, eliminate heat. We're going to get your customer retention up there. But you have to hold yourself accountable, hold your people accountable, and you've got to get them trained. Call us anytime you like at that number right there. And between now and the next time I have time to do another podcast, God bless you all, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Thank you very much for giving me the time you have here today. You take care.